allegiance. Flag is back here tonight. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next, the approval of minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second the motion. Motion made by Mr. Brzezinski, seconded by Albert to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? Mrs. Riddell?
Yes.
Mr. Pfaff?
Yes.
Mr. Brzezinski?
Yes.
Albert votes yes, passes 4-0. Next, the approval of claims.
Make a motion, we approve the claims.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Pfaff, seconded by Mrs. Riddell to approve the claims. Is there any discussion? Mrs. Riddell?
Yes.
Mr. Pfaff?
Yes.
Mr. Brzezinski?
Yes.
Albert votes yes, passes 4-0. On utilities, the only thing we really have is the
TFD project.
the VFD project is underway and should be done Friday, he said. So that's all we have under utilities. Streets,
That's what Jim's got. That's it.
okay.
Well, the past couple months, we've been working on a program offered by NDOT. It's called the Community Crossing Grant. And we are trying to get money for local roads and streets. And you need an asset management plan and several other things to go along. In order to get this done and turned in by July 13th, we need to have a contract engineering firm to go through every street, alley, all in the town of Westville. They have to assess what needs to be done. So we're gonna go into contract, I'd like to, with Lochner Engineering, not to exceed $5,000. And I'd make that into a form of a motion to get the asset management plan done.
I'll second that. Motion made by Mr. Brzezinski, seconded by Albert to contract with Lochner, not to exceed $5,000 for an asset management report.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any discussion?
I have a question.
Sure.
One question. Is it going to include the sidewalks, Jim?
No.
Okay.
But it is, last year they offered it, I wasn't aware of it. It was a 50-50 match. This year for a town our size, it's 25-75, so
That's great.
it's like leaving money laying on the table if we don't go after it, so try and pursue that and hopefully get it.
Any other
Good.
questions? Okay, Mrs. Riddell?
Yes.
Mr. Pfaff?
Yes.
Mr. Brzezinski?
Yes.
Albert votes yes, passes 4-0. I'd like to make a motion that we authorize the clerk treasurer to prepare and submit the community crossing grant application in the amount of $450,000. And authorize the clerk treasurer to prepare any resolutions and ordinances to transfer appropriations within the 2017 town budget, and or make additional appropriations from available town cash balances so that $150,000 is available for the matching portion of the grant.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made by Albert, seconded by Mr. Brzezinski. Is there any discussion on that? Mrs. Riddell?
Yes.
Mr. Pfaff?
Yes.
Albert votes yes. Mr. Brzezinski?
Yes.
Passes 4-0. Just an update. The state of Indiana raised the gasoline tax, so municipalities will be getting a larger share, and the State House and Roll Act 2002 provides that we spend 50% of that money. Year-line construction, reconstruction, and maintenance of public highways. So they're doing it to, basically the state said we raised the tax to get more money, so start doing something with it. So I'm sure the county and everyone who gets road tax and cities that get road tax money are going to be seeing a lot of stuff going on because of that. I think that's all we have. Anything else on?
No, that's all I have.
Okay. Parks. Last month we talked about the Westville Correctional Facility made a donation for park equipment. And Olga investigated some different options, and she found a company named New Toys that makes playground equipment, and it's a spring platform with handholds on it, and it's for wheelchair accessibility so the kids in wheelchairs can participate in it. And we're shipping everything at $1,650. And it's on a spring and everything, I guess. So I will make a motion that we purchase from New Toys the amount of $1,650, the spring platform.
Second.
Motion made by Albert, seconded by Mrs. Riddell to make a purchase. Is there any discussion? Mrs. Riddell?
Yes.
Mr. Pfaff?
Yes.
Albert votes yes. Mr. Bushinsky?
Yes.
Passes 4-0. Anything else on parks?
Yeah, Mike, I do.
Okay.
All the new playground equipment's installed at Prairie Meadow Park for the handicap. We got a wheelchair ride and the monkey bars. We have to install concrete around those for the wheelchairs. And Lori talked to Sue and Terry Zimmer. It takes 8 yards of concrete, and they're going to, Tasco is going to donate the concrete for that handicap area. And also, I'd like to thank Terry, they donated the concrete for the new merry-go-round, so that's all put in. So.
Thank you very much. Thank you tonight.
Hey Mike, somebody should be here from that charity, for that fundraiser.
Is there anyone here from the charity? I can't.
Caitlin now?
Yes.
Caitlin's cause?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. President, members of the board, my name is Lynn Wilson, and I bring along with me other members of Caitlin's cause. Just to give you a quick brief background, Caitlin Fennell was a graduate of Westville High School who passed away from cancer, leukemia, March 14th of this year, excuse me. And we together would like to, it's kind of twofold. We'd love to have your permission. We've been looking into a carnival of sorts to have an event to raise money. The two things that we'd like to raise money for is that we've opened up an account called Caitlin's Cause, and this would benefit our scholarship, and it would hopefully keep feeding that scholarship to benefit our Westville High School seniors. And then we'd also like to increase the awareness of the Be the Match. We have Be the Match is willing to come out and volunteer their time to give kits to whoever would like to have a kit, and to possibly promote bone marrow donations to prevent cancer. We have done a lot of research so far. We would like to, if allowed, have a 5K, organize a volleyball game, a cornhole game, kickball game, look at inviting food vendors, and also vendors to sell at a booth and their products and items. We would like to have a kid-friendly carnival games, and also, and all the games that we mentioned, the kickball, the cornhole, would also be age appropriate, so we could include everyone of all ages. We're looking at bands for music, but we didn't want to go too much further without permission, just to kind of get our feet wet to see what's available. We are looking at the date of August 26th of this year at Prairie Meadow. And we have an account set up at Horizon Bank called Caitlin's Cause, and money would be donated there to her account, or to that account, and then we would use it to benefit our high school seniors for the scholarship award given on senior night.
Is it just a one-day?
It is a one-day event, yes.
Did
One-day event.
have you already reserved a park or anything?
Yes, we have.
Did you pay already for it?
I believe we have, yes.
Okay. I will make a motion that we waive the rental fee, refund it back to you. And we do keep the cleanup, and then that's refunded if everything's back in one piece. So I'll make that motion that we do that for the festivities on the 26th of August.
Second that.
Okay, motion made by Albert, seconded by Mr. Bushinsky to waive the rental fee and refund what they've paid for the rental already. Is there any discussion? Mrs. Riddell?
Yes.
Mr. Pfaff?
Yes.
Mr. Bushinsky?
Yes.
Albert votes yes, passes 4-0. Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Thank you, members of the board. Did anyone have anything else?
I think for the 5K, we were wondering if there's any way we could close down streets, and if not, we could work around that, but, just throwing it out there.
Just get with me and I'll have we'll have my guys out there.
Okay. Thank you.
And members of the board, do you have letters? We prepared letters for tonight, we photocopied if you'd like one, to explain everything that I just went over.
Yeah, that's one.
Do they need the liability if it gets?
Yeah, there's two additional things that we have some time now between today and August 26th. One, depending upon the type of rides that you're going to have there, you may need to get a permit from the Indiana Department of Homeland Security. We can kind of talk about that, but carnival rides do require that type of permitting. The other thing, for these type of events, we do require, because it's going to occur on town property, that you get an event insurance policy to be able to cover yourself and name the town as an additional insured, and we can work through that between now. Okay.
We went with a local community member who works for Anderson
Okay.
Insurance, so we have a quote.
Okay. Well, if you want to see me after the meeting, we can kind of exchange contact information.
Very good, thank you.
Anything else?
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
Appreciate it.
Anything else on parks? Police.
We had 350 total calls for service, 128 traffic stops, 11 crash reports, 14 assist other agency calls, 43 ordinance violations, 33 business checks, and we had an unusual number of arrests. We had 13, which sort of kind of adds up to about 50 or 60 calls for service short for what we've been running for the last couple of years. So having the 13 arrests kind of accounts for a lot of time spent doing paperwork and running back and forth from the jail. I broke it down a little bit farther, and I've been wanting to keep the board updated on different activity. As of June 5th, we had 872 traffic stops. Of those 872, 139 of those were citations. And of course, some of those citations would coincide with 13 arrests. Other than that, I would like to introduce, we're going to be sending Mitchell Seitz to the next police academy. He'll be testing in July at NILEA, and he'll be attending the August 8th Academy, August 7th Academy in Hobart. He actually comes from a law enforcement family. I've actually known him since he was in school. He's a great kid. He grew up with my kids. I've known him forever. So I think he'll do a good job for us. And so you'll be seeing him coming back and forth. You'll see him at the pumps with his car getting gas and stuff. And eventually after the academy, we'll have him on the road training. The next thing I have is part-time wages. I had a discussion with Regina a couple weeks ago. We're getting beat up a little bit on part-time salary. Our nearest competitor for part-time officers is Purdue, and they're paying part-time people about $23 an hour to work for them. We're currently at $17 an hour, and I would like to move our part-time officers up to $20 an hour starting June 25th. I've gone through the budget, and for this year I would be moving money from healthcare that we're not using to fund the extra patrol and the extra cost, and then when it comes budget time, I had a breakdown of how to fund my part-time salary without increasing the overall budget for the police department. So staying at the same dollar amount, but moving money from one line number to the other for next year's budget.
Would that be a change in salary ordinance?
Yes. So if that's going to be effective as of June 25th, we need to schedule a special town council meeting so we can approve that prior to that date.
What's your time frame? You need,
I mean, you could do it next week if you want to.
Monday night? You could,
I have another meeting, but I mean, I can certainly have it ready for you if you guys want to handle it.
4:30 or what's a good time?
4:30.
4:30. Yeah, Monday before afternoon, 4:30. Yeah. Okay. Anything else on police?
No, sir.
Finance,
Okay.
nothing really going on. Finance, we'll be having the budget, get ready for the budget in August. So that's about all we have on that, nothing going on. Miscellaneous, personnel handbook. I think everyone's got copies of it, so. If there's no objection from anybody, we'll go ahead and approve that tonight. Is there any other additions we have? It's all.
Yeah, I would like for you, if you go ahead and approve, I mean, this is something that's been discussed at a number of public meetings and has been worked on for 6 months or more, at least at this point. I would appreciate if you're gonna approve it this evening, if you could approve it on contingent upon final attorney review and revision. I just have some minor changes that I'd like to get the word here before we get that finalized.
Do you wanna just wait till next time after you review it, and just do it then, that way we don't have to, we'll just wait, table it till next month. That way you'll have time to look it over, then we won't have to change it again.
Okay.
Okay, that's agreeable to everybody?
That's fine.
Okay. Something else. I'll think of it later. Okay, citizens' comments?
I have a question. Does the town have an ordinance about maintaining property? The property next to mine has weeds and that growing as tall as me. There are tires laying around on the property.
Where the house used to be.
Yeah,
Shames.
where they tore it down and filled it in. And 2 piles of dirt now. There was one, a very large piles of dirt. If there's an ordinance, I'd like to see something done about it.
Okay. Let's,
Lori's been in contact with Kurt Sneezak, who's supposed to have it all done by now, because we can't mow it because all the concrete and everything's still there.
okay.
He's supposed to be bringing in dirt, leveling it off, seeding it, but it hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
We have mowed the end of it a couple times, tried to keep it down for her, but it's bad shape.
Okay. Anything else?
I had some concerns over the water tower. Got all the no parking signs up now, you can only park on one side. Now the sidewalk's gonna be blocked.
We've had that, we've discussed that issue, look into it.
So I don't know if you guys have a solution or if you guys are looking into it. Obviously not parking in the grass, is that still our ordinance on that too? 'Cause I'm gonna wait
In
here.
your lawn,
What's that?
your lawn, grass,
Well, from the curb to the sidewalk.
tree lawn, it should be in the tree lawn.
That's like noticing that over there too.
Check it out. Okay. Anything else? Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
About the parking, have you guys talked about the cul-de-sacs at any
We
chance?
discussed it a little bit, but haven't.
Okay,
done anything.
well, I just, it was a couple weekends ago, but the whole, cause we live in the corner on Chandler, the whole Curtis and Chandler, all the way down both streets were full of cars. I mean, I just don't know, I just thought it was.
Somebody probably had an open house or something.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think their party, I think Luke is the next street up, and I think there was a couple houses there that are having a get together, and they were parking all the way around up into Chandler. So I just, that kind of became a problem, because I had people come over and they had nowhere to go. So I just didn't know how you were gonna handle that, or deal with that.
What is ruling on that? If I have a party and my neighbors have a party, what's our parking situation now?
You're not parking on both sides of the street.
So if we run out of parking down 4 streets, I mean, they just
Somebody
keep
will walk.
going and they just keep walking?
I guess. Anything else? Okay, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second the motion.
We still have, Pat and myself have talked about possibly doing a car show. And we'd like to know how to go about getting permission to close the street down between our 2 locations.
Just half the street.
Yeah, just half the street, the alley would still be open. So I didn't know if it has to come between the board.
Well, like between the alley and the street, or alley and main, or the alley and
Correct.
the lane. I see what you're saying.
Just like we've done in the past with the Birchfield.
Check with Marshall and Bubba. Get back.
Okay.
When is it gonna be, do you know?
Like second weekend of July.
Yeah, we're talking the second week of July, so
Like
Maybe a
the
Saturday.
12th or, well, let's see. Sunday, I think, so like 9th or 11th or something like that.
Yeah, we didn't put a date together yet until we get, obviously, confirmation.
Okay. Gives a little lead time of what it is and who it is and such.
Jeff, probably the easiest way on that is to put together a written proposal, and then if you distribute it that way, kind of the times and what you wanna do and everything like that, that'd probably be the easiest, most effective way to
We
get
need any
that.
liability besides our own liability we already carry for the businesses.
I'd like to see kind of what you're proposing to do first, and then we can go from there on that.
Okay. Because obviously we still gotta get excise approval too.
Sure.
Anything else? Got a motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Meeting adjourned at 7:20.